Hi, it's Tracy from Histamine Haven, and I want to show you how to make pumpkin seed flour or pumpkin seed meal if you can't tolerate nut flours. So I used to do a lot of almond flour baking until I realized that almonds were actually one of the triggers for my mast cell activation. So now I like to use pumpkin seed meal instead. So I'm just going to demonstrate really quickly how to do this. It's in the cookbook, but now you'll get a visual. So I'm going to change the angle of the camera here so you can see what I'm working with. So I have these beautiful pumpkin seeds, and they were soaked overnight with a little bit of salt and some filtered water. And then I strained the water off those, put these through a sieve, drained all that water off. And I have a food dehydrator, but you don't need a food dehydrator to dehydrate. You can do that in the oven at your lowest setting. I had these at 145 degrees Fahrenheit in my dehydrator for almost 24 hours. Now, you can see these pumpkin seeds are actually quite large, so you may not need 24 hours to dehydrate smaller ones. So, like I said, these have been soaked and dehydrated. Over here I have my food processor. My food processor, I've already been processing pumpkin seeds this morning, but I have this smaller insert, and I like to do this in small batches. It works better, I find, to get a nice fine meal with the smaller insert. So if you just have a small food processor, that's going to work just fine too. So I take my dehydrated pumpkin seeds and put them into my food processor, and I find this works better in smaller batches, so don't load that up too much. And then we're just going to process until we get a fine meal. Here we go. So this isn't done yet, but I just want to show you what this is starting to look like. So you can see those are getting chopped up, but it's looking more flaky, kind of oat-like now than it is flour-like. But rather than sit through all of my processing, I just want to show you what the finished product looks like. So this has been processed until it's nice and fine. And so that is the consistency I'm looking for. I want this to be very similar to an almond flour or a hazelnut flour or any other nut flour that you might find. So I hope this video has been helpful. And then before I wrap up, once I have my pumpkin seed flour all bagged up, I toss this in the freezer. And then I have that ready for whenever I want to do some baking and need a flour when I can't use almond flour. So I just swap this out in any recipes calling for almond flour. So hope that's been helpful, and a nice little tip you can use at home to create a flour that's a good alternative for some of the nut flours. Take care.